This has been highly requested. We did an Ask Link a few episodes ago where you guys send in questions. We got thousands and thousands of questions, so we need to do this more frequently, but I thought I would answer some of them today. So I have them on my phone like a real Gen Zer. Let me pull up these questions. So the first question I received was this, and I've actually gotten this a lot. This person says, would you ever go on Survivor or Big Brother? The answer is absolutely not. There's no amount of money you could pay me to ever go on Survivor. I am like President Trump, okay? I like to sleep in my own bed. I like my amenities. I travel with my own pillow, okay? I travel with more clothes than I would ever need for a weekend trip. That is me. When I stay in a hotel, I request a room on a high floor, away from the elevator, someplace quiet with a bathtub. That is how dramatic I am. And you guys want me to go on Survivor, like naked and afraid? My version of naked and afraid is when I wake up in the morning and I get in the shower and I think of everything I have to do for the next 18 hours. That is my version of naked and afraid, okay? My version of naked and afraid is when I wake up and, well, I won't tell that because my mom's Bible study is watching. But no, I would never go on Survivor. I'm not going to be in the dirt. I went on one huge hiking trip when I was about 15, right? I went on this summer hiking trip. It was about 9 or 10 days in Pecos, New Mexico. It was fun. We hiked. You went to the bathroom in the woods. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I've evolved. I've graduated out of it. No disrespect to anybody who goes on Survivor, but it's just not going to be me, okay? If I went on Survivor, I would be on a helicopter getting taken off that island in about 2 minutes, okay? I would look around. I would look at the food. I would say, oh, there's no bathroom. There's no this and that. And I would be out. Peace. I'd be on the helicopter. Y'all enjoy yourselves and collect a check. I don't care. And as it goes to Big Brother, I would never go on Big Brother. Number one, I'm way too private. Number two, who wants to have cameras on them 24/7? I don't want to even hang out with some of my relatives, okay? I barely want to hang out with people I consider good friends, only in small doses. So to go on Big Brother and to be in a house with no privacy 24/7, no. Now, some folks say I would be good at Big Brother because I'm strategic, I can play the game, I can really read people well, but I also just don't have the energy. I don't care. I'd be in this house with all these random losers and I would be like pressing a button to get out of the Big Brother house. So no reality show for me, no Survivor, no Big Brother. I don't see it in the cards. But let's move on to the next question. So this next question is, who is an ideal guest you would love to have on the show? And so for me, I'm very picky. I really don't love having guests that much unless I'm really interested in what they have to say and what they have going on. Obviously, the number one goal guest for the show is First Lady Melania Trump. You guys know I love the First Lady. I think she's been so unfairly maligned and mistreated by the mainstream media. So I would love to interview First Lady Melania Trump. But then there's some other folks like Wendy Williams. She had a huge talk show. She was at the height of her game. And then she was put under conservatorship, right? And she hasn't really given that many interviews since. We haven't seen Wendy Williams, but she was a legend in her industry, right? She had a huge radio show. She was on TV. So there are people like that. I think also some of my relatives who have passed, I'd love to interview them because I think I have glimpses and pieces of them in me, right? I really reflect a lot of the way my grandfather behaved. They used to call him Showboat. So those are some folks I'd love to have on the show. But other than that, I just love talking to you guys. So let's move on to our last question. So this last question comes in from a young woman. She says, I have a crush on my coworker, but he doesn't know I exist. What do I do? This is an interesting one. So I'm a firm believer in if he was into you, you would know it, okay? It might just be that he's not that into you. And I know that's hard to say. I know it's hard to explain. I know it's hard to take. But if you have a crush on your coworker and you're like doing a bend and snap and you're trying to get his attention and he's not paying attention to you, move on. There are like 7 billion people on Earth, 8 billion people. I don't know. And by the time Elon's done, there might be a gazillion more. Who the hell knows? But you're sitting around waiting for one man's attention. Here's what I will say though. Shoot your shot. If you have a crush on the coworker, it's 2025. All y'all are about feminism and women supporting women. Ask him out. Say something. Say, hey, what are you doing after work? Do you want to get together? Do you want to hang out? Do that. And then if the answer is no, if he's not into it, then that is your answer. Move on. He's just not that into you. But if you have a crush on someone and you haven't made it known, that's on you. But if he's not showing much interest, sorry, it's not looking too good. So that concludes our Ask Link. I'm sorry I wasn't more sympathetic, but I just really believe in life. Don't waste your energy on someone who's not that into you. So if you can't see it through, if he's not showing you interest, then you got to move on.